It kind of a forgotten story in Cowboys land is as well as David Irving. Um,
He's doing well in the marijuana business, I heard.
yes, and actually, you know what? I do have a little bit of a David Irving story as well.
Let's hear it.
So so a lot of people don't know this. We never actually disclosed this publicly, but Fanatics View was shooting a documentary with David Irving, and our first day of production was the day after he had the concussion against Washington and got into the fender bender, and we were literally supposed to start shooting that day, and I just remember, his agent and hearing the story of just, him. He didn't know where he was. Basically, he was driving his a kid to school and got into a fender bender, and he couldn't remember where he was. And it was just interesting to me how it kind of just the CTE concussion issue was just completely at the forefront, and then also I also knew, privately, the marijuana situation as well, and yeah, I just wonder as well, like, does the way he went out was kind of, the Kaepernick of marijuana, right? I'm wondering if does he deserve any vindication in kind of the league's culture shift back to, hey, like we're not going to be as strict on the policies.
Yes and no. I mean, he was very vocal about it. He made a stance and he went with it. And you respect someone for that, right? If you're standing for something that you believe wholeheartedly, even if it costs you your career, God bless you. Go and do your thing. And I'm happy that he's prospering in his second act in life. But this is such a unique opportunity to play in the National Football League, because it's not one of the situations where you're going to be here for 50 years. You're going to be here for a small amount of time. And he had an opportunity with his skill set to earn a boatload of money.
At least 50 million.
At least. More. That would have set him up for whatever else that he wanted to do in life. And that part, I'm like, ugh, but yeah, I always respect people for them standing on what they believe in. There's a level of respect in every sacrifice, and I give that respect to people who have to sacrifice something for whatever it is that they're believing. That's right. I'm not talking about something that's crazy, but that's right. And he felt that it was right, and it's coming to a point where he's like, and a lot of people said it. A lot of people have been saying it for a long time, that why is the NFL the only league that's still so stringent and so hard about the marijuana process? And my take on that was always, the NFL will begin to loosen up the policy when they're able to profit off of it. And now that you're seeing more and more states are being looser with it, you're going to see more and more NFL. If you just start kind of digging a little bit, you'll start seeing more and more NFL owners in the marijuana business, because it's such a booming business that's happening all across the country right now. So it's the same thing with alcohol. It's the same thing with gambling. It was like we had a Tony Romo situation a couple years ago when he had his sports con.
Right.
He and his cousin Andy Alberth. It was, well, you can't have it in Vegas because you can't be associated with hotels because that's gambling. And then you can't have it in California at this place because that hotel is owned by people who own other hotels that is involved in gambling. And then it was like, you can't be an NFL player and be involved in gambling. And then last year it was like, oh, the official casino of the Dallas Cowboys is WinStar World Casino and Resorts. It's like, oh, it's cool now because we can make a profit off of it. So that's what it's always been for a lot of these, ownerships is in the NFL. It's how can we make a profit off of it? But yeah, kudos to David Irving.
For sure.